Hey everybody, this is the Esoteric Cross. I make videos about how to gain your personal power while learning ancient secrets, and if that sounds like something that you're into, please hit the like button and subscribe and gain insight from this perspective in the cosmos. In this video, I wanted to talk more about the relationships between the tarot cards and the Qabalistic Tree of Life. There's an implied connection between the tarot and with the Tree of Life because of the structure of the deck. 22 major arcana cards, as there are 22 paths on the tree. The 4 suits correspond to the 4 worlds of Cabala and the 4 elements. The 10 cards of each suit correspond to the 10 sephirot of each world of Cabala. There are 4 court cards that correspond with the 4 worlds of Cabala within that world of Cabala. More specifically, the Rider-Waite deck has a very strong connection to the Tree of Life because of the involvement of these cards with ceremonial magic. Arthur Waite, who designed this deck with his artist Pamela Coleman Smith, was involved with the Order of the Golden Dawn, so he practiced Golden Dawn ceremonial magic, and these cards were intended to be used for an initiate to work with. This is why learning ceremonial magic, Cabala, and tarot are extremely powerful in unlocking the potential that these cards hold. This can dramatically improve the way that you use these cards in readings for people, but of course these cards can be used in many more ways than just divination. So in Cabala we have these 4 worlds. We have the archetypal world represented by fire. This will be the suit of wands. We have the creative world represented by water. This will be the suit of cups. We have the formative world represented by air. This will be the suit of the swords. We have the manifested world represented by earth, and this will be the suit of the pentacles. This can represent the way that the divine light is filtered down into its creation. Remember, as above, so below. This is also about the way that your higher self creates reality. This is about the process of creation through consciousness. The archetypal world will have to do with the initial swirlings of creation. All creation typically begins with a desire. The suit of wands will ultimately have to do with desire, passion, and the force needed to create. The creative world has to do with the vision. The sephirot in this world will reflect the ones above it, as this essence of desire is being pulled into the world of creative possibilities. This is represented by the suit of cups, which is about change, flow, adaptability, happiness, fulfillment, and relationships. The formative world is largely about the psychological aspects of self. This is about the fleshing out of ideas. This divine light is filtered through the personal thoughts, emotions, and subconscious energies. The sephirot in this world could be called the psychological triangle, and it's the one that gets more practical, and this is represented by the element air and the suit of swords. Swords have to do with our logic, intellect, communication, but you also may notice that many of these cards show disparity and anxieties. These are aspects of the psychological self. Finally, the manifested world is about the 3D physical reality. It's what is actually manifested from this experience. It is here that we see the actual end result. This is represented by the pentacles, which are about the hard work, process of manifestation, physicalities, and money. Each world of Cabala contains its own tree of life, and this can be meditated on when you link the cards with them. Each of the major arcana cards correspond to a path on the Tree of Life, but this gets more complicated if you're just starting out learning Cabala. I suggest practicing with overlaying cards 1 through 10 over the sephirot, just like we did with a minor arcana, the full card corresponding with Da'ath. This gives us the path of initiation when it comes to ceremonial magic. It's amazing the amount of insight that you can get from doing this. This is something that we talk about in more detail in my tarot course, which you can check out the link in the description below if you're interested. It's so important to understand the Qabalistic Tree of Life in order to understand the tarot. I highly suggest learning more about Cabala and using these 2 systems together. I'm putting together a video soon that will go more into Cabala in the Tree of Life, so make sure to subscribe and keep a lookout for that. When you understand the Tree of Life, the meaning of these cards becomes so much more clear, and it really pieces together certain things that might have been confusing before. Let's quickly run through the Qabalistic Tree of Life. Each sephirot is a representation of a different aspect of consciousness. As above, so below. Each one is a different aspect of your consciousness and of the universe's or God's consciousness. Each of these are needed to create something, and also each of these are aspects that we work with, understand, and integrate along our path of rediscovering this divine light. Malkuth is the 10th sphere and is at the bottom of the tree. This represents the 3D physical reality and is corresponding to Earth and the 4 elements. This is the end result of manifestation, but it also represents the state of consciousness that we can embody when we are not focused on anything other than the physical. Yasad means foundation and is the 9th sphere. It is a color purple and it corresponds to the moon. This is about our intuition, psychic abilities, and it is about our astral energies. Had means glory and is the 8th sphere. It's the color orange and it corresponds to Mercury. This is about learning, gaining knowledge, study, thinking, and communication. Netzach means victory and is the 7th sphere. It's the color green and it corresponds to Venus. This is about our emotions, love, passion, and our feelings. This is our nurturing energy. Tiferet means beauty and is the 6th sphere. Its color is yellow and it corresponds to the sun. This is about our consciousness, our will, our action, and our dedication and commitment. Gebera means severity or strength, and it's the 5th sphere. Its color is red, and it corresponds to Mars. This is about our energy, force, limitations, boundaries, and challenges. Chesed means mercy, and is the 4th sphere. Its color is blue, and it corresponds to Jupiter. This is about our expansion, vision, and success. Da'ath means knowledge, and it's the abyss or the dissolution of self. This does not count as a sephira. On the other side, we have Binah, which means understanding, and this is the 3rd sphere. Its color is black, and it corresponds to Saturn. This is about our discipline, karma, death, and rebirth, and it's also about our understanding of these qualities. Shakma means wisdom, and it's the 2nd sphere. Its color is gray and it corresponds to the zodiac and the angels that the zodiac can be broken down into. This is about our divine wisdom and higher states of consciousness. Kether means crowned and it's the 1st sphere. Its color is white and it corresponds to the fixed stars. The sphere represents the source of power, the source of consciousness. This could be the higher self, awareness, or also the I am principle. Understanding these spheres is what makes understanding the tarot so powerful. Also, understanding the meaning of certain symbolism makes this powerful too, like what does the infinity symbol mean? What does the magician represent? What do roses mean? Let's take a look at these cards now in a new way. When we place the magician card next to the Tree of Life, we can see that it's as if he has his right hand in Binah. The scepter that he holds is white and it represents the purity of the awareness of Kether. But the fact that he's holding this in Binah suggests that he understands the awareness and the divine energy. He knows how to use it. The magician is the conduit of the awareness, knowing whatever he places his awareness on is growing the garden of his manifestations. The other hand is pointing into Netzach, which is growing this garden. Remember, Netzach corresponds to Venus, and it's about the nurturing and emotional energy. Binah is related to being the great mother of creation. And it's interesting that there's this relationship here between these two spheres. We can see the altar with the 4 elements that the magician uses is in Had, which is the sphere that is all about learning and study. This can suggest that the magician has the knowledge and skill of these 4 elements, and you may also notice that he is not holding any of them or actively using them. He knows that all of the power that is needed is in his awareness. Notice the infinity symbol that's above his head. This could be interpreted as being between Kether and Da'ath or being in Da'ath. There's this detachment from all of the psychological aspects of self. The light of awareness is what the magician is working with. The magician is creating reality within form from that divine light. He is not wrapped up in the ego or the psychological aspects of self, but he uses it rather to grow this garden of manifestation. The red roses and the white lilies are growing within Malkuth. Let's take a look at the High Priestess card. This one is very straightforward. We have the feminine and the masculine pillars on either side of the High Priestess, just like we do on the Tree of Life. We also have the Tree of Life behind the High Priestess along this veil, which is concealing something. The white cross on her chest is in Tiferet. This is showing us the purity existing within Tiferet, but also the union of the two pillars on either side of her. This could be read as B plus J for Boaz and Yakin, which are the two pillars in Freemasonry. Freemasonry, Tarot, and Cabala follow the same allegories and they are all interconnected. The middle moon on her crown appears to be in Da'ath. This is a suggestion on the knowledge that exists within the depths, within the abyss. Take some time to meditate on this card next to the Tree of Life and leave a comment of anything that you might notice. The last card that we'll look at today is Strength. Notice the infinity symbol here is placed in Binah. Because Binah means understanding, this is suggesting there is understanding of the infinite nature of energy or the infinite awareness that is behind all things. The woman is wearing white, which corresponds to Kether, which is all about awareness, divinity, source consciousness, and the I am principle. She has greenery around her, suggesting that like the magician, she is growing this garden with her awareness. She calmly closes the mouth of this lion. This card corresponds to Had, the sphere of intellect, learning, and thoughts. So this could be viewed as learning and gaining understanding of bringing awareness to our thoughts. When we step back and observe our thoughts without identifying with them, we calmly and gently close the mouth of this lion that could easily destroy everything in its path. You can look at each card next to the Tree of Life and gain so much new insight. This is meant to be meditated on and for you to see what jumps out at you. You may see something and understand something new about these cards that someone else might not. If you're interested in learning more about tarot, I'm accepting enrollments at this time for the tarot course that I created. Classes start on July 16th and we'll go over the symbolism, how to read these cards, and also the relationships of these cards with the Qabalistic Tree of Life, which is something that most courses in tarot won't offer. Make sure to check out the link in the description if you're interested. I do offer one-on-one coaching for beginning ceremonial magic. We discuss the rituals regarding the 4 elements and connecting with higher states of consciousness. If you're just starting out your journey in magic, feel free to set up a session with me. Check out the link in the description below for more information as well as to where you can book a tarot reading with me. If you want access to exclusive content and live streams, the link to my Patreon is also in the description. And I hope there was something new that you were able to take away from this video. If so, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe for more content. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.